All right, we are headed into art of animation right now. You are going to get immersed in larger than life theming. That includes things like King Trident. We'll check out the rest of the hotel, see if it all balances out. I really do enjoy the theming of this hotel. It's second to none. Let's continue checking it out. Come with me. Let's finish this AVA guide. All right, we are continuing our AVA guide here, our deep dive look at the Art of Animation Resort with the look at the room. And there are multiple types of rooms that you can get here. Most of them are family suites. You have the Cars themed family suites, you have the Lion King family suites, and you have the Finding Nemo family suites. You also have standard size 2 queen hotel rooms. And the only rooms like that are Little Mermaid themed, and they are the farthest away from the main building. Most of this is the family suites. We are doing the standard room. It's just me. All of the other family suites are the exact same. They just have different themings, but they are set up the exact same, where they have a sofa area and a separate bedroom and 2 bathrooms. And those usually are going to run you, without any type of discount, around $450 to $500 a night. If you have an annual pass or there's a kind of a discount going, you can get those sometimes for $350, which is good if you have a big group. But I was able to get this room here tonight at Art of Animation, where you still have access to everything, for $180 for the night. So we're going to take a look at the standard room. It is Little Mermaid theme. I just walked in and set my stuff down. Let's check it out. This is the view from the door. You can see it's not huge. It is well themed. It is just your standard room. Now, this one actually could connect, so you can do connecting rooms, but it is all Little Mermaid themed. So if you've got Little Mermaid fans, that's a big deal. It is the standard 2 queen. And sorry if I sound a little stuffy, but the weather is really different than it is in Georgia. So my sinuses are taking a minute to get used to it. So standard 2 queen room, really well themed. I love the lights and the headboards. You got a nice big piece of artwork over here with Eric. And then you have this curtain separating the bathroom area, and we're going to check that out in just a second. You have your dresser area over here. It's pretty small. Not sure how much you can get in there, and I'm guessing right here, yeah, that's your little refrigerator. So your only storage is going to be these 3 drawers here. Up top, you do have a couple of charging ports here, a couple of plug-ins, a couple more charging ports here, a couple more plug-ins. You have a coffee maker. It is not the K-cups, it's the little pod pouches. So, but you can make your coffee. You have a little table setting area, continuing that theme with the seashells. It looks like we have Under the Sea music and music notes written out, made into the table. You have me, and you have your little mirror here. And it does look like the TVs have been updated. So this is a smart TV. So that's nice, and it's a good size. And I notice over here that you also have the Hey Disney version of Alexa. So that's pretty cool. Hey Disney, what time is it? It's not listening. Hey Disney, what time is it? Okay, either it doesn't know what time it is or it just doesn't like me. I actually see the red dots on, so it must be disconnected right now from the internet or something. But I'll check on that later. But that's a cool feature. You can actually set it, and characters will wake you up in the morning. That's pretty cool. You can also ask it all kinds of Disney trivia. So that's neat. Let's keep checking out the bathroom area. All right, so let's pull back the curtain. So that's some space to get ready. Then you have this area in here. So you are going to have a separate vanity area. Again, still themed. There's no storage now underneath the sink. You do have an ironing board. You do have like this area to hang clothes and set some stuff up here. There's not a lot of drawers, not a lot of drawer area. I've asked you guys this before, but do you unpack? Like, see, if I'm only here a few days, I almost never unpack. I live out of my bag. But if you unpack and if you have a couple of people, you've only got 3 drawers which to unpack and some places to hang stuff. That's not going to be a lot of space. Whereas if you get one of the family suites, you're going to have 2 closet areas. You're going to have 2 dresser areas, 2 separate bathrooms. So it's a lot more space. It's also a lot more money. You could end up paying per night what you would pay for a deluxe resort. Not a deluxe resort suite, but a deluxe resort. So you got to factor all that in. And here is your bathroom. Pretty standard, but really cool theme. There is Ariel herself. But check this out. I do like this tile back here. Look at this. How cool is that? You've got who's its and what's its aplenty. Or who's its and what's its galore. But who cares? I want more. It's very cool. It looks like you're under the sea with her stuff. Very, very cool. Nice little touch. Your kids are going to love it, or you Little Mermaid fans are going to love it. And then the standard throne. I like it. The floor is some nice stone tile work. And if you look here, this flooring gives you the ocean vibes. You do have places to slide stuff up under the bed. They sit high up off the ground, so if you need a little more storage. And it does look like there is a couple of charging ports and plug-ins on the one nightstand. So that is a look at the room here at Art of Animation. You got to keep in mind, you do have like kind of elevated food and pools, and we'll check all that stuff out later compared to other value resorts. This is still considered a value resort. And you do have the option of getting a suite. But if it's just a couple people and you're going to spend a lot of time at the parks, and you're going to utilize the Skyliner, then that could be worth it. This is a very popular resort. When I first started coming down here and staying on property a lot, we stayed in the family rooms, the suites, because it was myself, my wife at the time, my 2 kids, my mom, and my stepdad, and 6 people could stay in the room. So it made a lot of financial sense. You were outside of the room. Then they added the Skyliners. It is more expensive than the rest of the value resorts. You do get the Skyliner. It's right next to Pop Century. And if I was going to get a standard room, I would probably get Pop Century because you're going to get a better value at Pop Century for the same size standard room, but Pop Century doesn't offer the suites. And the food here and the amenities are going to be a little elevated above Pop Century, I think. Landscape of Flavors, and we'll check that out, is better food options than any of the other value resorts. And you have a huge store here. The Big Blue Pool is one of the biggest pools on property. And there's also a pool out here in the Little Mermaid area. There's also another pool in the Cars area, which is themed like the Cozy Cone. So you're going to get 3 pools. You're going to get access to the Skyliner. But is that worth the extra cost? Because this room, even the standard room, is almost always going to cost more than a standard room at Pop Century. And it is a long walk from here to the main building because they put the Little Mermaid rooms way at the end. So that's something to keep in mind. We'll check out the rest of the hotel, see if it all balances out. I really do enjoy the theming at this hotel. It's second to none. Let's continue checking it out. Come with me. Let's finish this AVA guide. The Little Mermaid pool is one of the 3 themed pools here. There is the Little Mermaid pool. There is the big blue pool, which is the main pool out by Animation Hall, which is the main lobby. And then there is the Cars themed pool over in the Cars section. The only section here that does not have its own themed pool is the Lion King, but it is right beside Animation Hall and the big blue pool, so it doesn't need its own. Whereas Cars and Little Mermaid are a little further out, so they have their own pools, a bit quieter. Let's check it out. So all of the theming is going to be around the pool, and much like Pop Century or All-Star Movies or the other All-Star resorts, you are going to get immersed in larger-than-life theming. That includes things like King Trident, Sebastian, and of course Ursula. But the animation theme runs all the way through. It's really heavy. I love the Lion King section, and we'll check that out as we walk through and head on our way to Animation Hall, which is where the food court is, Landscape of Flavors, as well as the main lobby and the main pool and the pool bar. So let's go check it out and look at some stuff along the way. I love being immersed in the animation. I'm an artist. If you follow me, you know I'm an artist. I paint, I draw. I've been a filmmaker, I write. So art is near and dear to me. I love it. And the theming even carries on through the store in here. Let's go check it out. On our way up here to Animation Hall, to the main hall, we are going to walk right through the Lion King section. And it is really cool. There's some great vegetation out here. It makes you feel like you're going through the jungle a little bit. Let's walk through and check it out. So this behind us is Little Mermaid. That's the Little Mermaid buildings back there. Skyliner is out there. We'll get to it in a minute. Now we are going to enter the Lion King building. There's Zazu. There are the hyenas. I can just hear them talking. It's so funny. As you can see, the outside of the buildings are painted sort of to blend in through here in the circle of life here. And up here, of course, Hakuna Matata. You know what Hakuna Matata means, right? It means no worries for the rest of your days. Can't you just see that and hear young Simba and Timon and Pumbaa singing Hakuna Matata? Well, how about older Simba? Because he's here too. There he is, on top of Pride Rock, his rightful place. As you exit the Lion King section, now that's behind us, and then straight behind that is where my room is, the Little Mermaid rooms. As you exit, you're going to come up here, and off to your left, you're going to see the Finding Nemo buildings and the main pool, and off to your right is going to be Animation Hall, and that is the main building. Check it out. Mine. If you do not stop and film and talk like we did, it's about a 4 to 5 minute just flat out walk from where the Little Mermaid buildings are at the very back up here to Animation Hall, the main building, and the main pool. So you got a solid 5-minute just flat out walk. That's if you're not stopping and talking or taking your time. So it is a little bit of a walk. But since we're up here, let's take a look at the Big Blue Pool. So here is the Big Blue Pool. And you know it's one of my least favorite things to film, but fortunately it's pretty cool out here today, and it's cloudy on top of it, so it's not extremely crowded in here. But this is one of the biggest pools on property, and off to the side of the pool over here, of course, there is a pool bar. It is the drop-off pool bar. Let's go check it out. The drop-off pool bar is going to have all of your standard drinks. They're going to have well drinks, frozen drinks, specialty drinks, and that's nice. You do not have to go inside. It's a full-service pool bar right here outside the Big Blue Pool, which is surrounded by the Finding Nemo theme. We'll take a little bit closer look at the pool a little later. Let's go inside and check out Animation Hall. Animation Hall, the main lobby here at Art of Animation, is going to be set up a lot like all of the other all-star resorts. It's going to have an arcade to your left when you first walk in from the back entrance, the right if it's from the main entrance, the ink and paint shop, which is the store, and that leads into Landscape of Flavors. But everything in here is very heavy animation themed, and it is one of the bigger all-star resort lobbies. It's pretty grand. Let's check it out. I really love the lighting and how this lobby looks, and they're sporting their own signature smell in here now. I love it. This is a very big lobby, and I love all of the art. I think I've showed it before, but I have a picture of my son when he was about 6 years old standing right here. Now he's 13 and bigger than that Simba. But I love the artwork everywhere. Sebastian. And there are a lot of people up here checking in. If you don't have to, I recommend don't come up here to check in. Not at any resort. Check in using the online check-in, go straight to your room. It is so beneficial to do that, and that's what I did. Walk straight to my room, never have to come up front, never have to wait in line. But you do come and check this place out, because not just for the arcade or the store, but one of my favorite features is in here, and it's the animation chandelier. Let's check it out. Now, I tend to get a little dizzy looking up at this, but I think it's so cool. All of this concept art in these sketches, and a lot of them with the signatures of the artists. I absolutely love that. It just kind of goes on and on. I'm not sure the shot ever does it justice, because it goes way up there. This is a massive chandelier. This is one of those things that if you're not looking for, you'll miss, but immerses you even deeper and is definitely worth coming up to take a look at. That is just one of my favorite little features. I love all of, it's like cartoon cells on the wall that are backlit, lit up. It's beautiful down through here. Leads you right over here to the arcade. Let's go check out the arcade in here, and then we'll go in, check out the store. You know we'll be looking for that resort-specific merchandise, and then on to Landscape of Flavors. Pixel Play Arcade, here we come. I love the chairs for the parents to sit in. Now this is one of the larger arcades here, and I will say that I have spent quite a bit of time in here before playing this Star Wars pinball game that I wish I had at home. And the giant Pac-Man game. When I was a kid, you could have kept me busy for hours with those two games. As an adult, I kept myself busy for a solid hour with those two games. Let's take a look around because this is a huge arcade. It just kind of keeps going and going and going back here, and you may ask why it is so big, but that is because this resort is massive, and so there is going to be tons of families, tons of people here. That is also one of the things, if you don't like a ton of noise, you have to keep in mind this is a noisy resort because it is so big and it is so busy. However, as you see the arcade from the back, it is not busy and crazy to the level of like all-star movies or all-star sports when they get cheerleading competitions or school groups or things like that. It's not that busy. Usually they don't choose this hotel because it is more expensive, but there are a lot of families here. The family suites are a big draw because 6 people can easily, grandparents and parents and kids can come and share a room, split the cost. That makes this a very popular resort, but there is plenty of things to do, including play in the giant arcade. All right, that's enough of the Pixel Play arcade. Let's go check out the Ink and Paint shop, which is the store here. I love the theming. I love how big the store is, and then it's on the Landscape of Flavors. This is the main store here, and it is still art and animation themed. If you look really closely, all of the shelving and above the shelving are all supposed to look like ink and paint jars. Now, if you did not know this, Walt Disney's wife, Lillian, she was a ink and paint girl at, or ink and paint woman, more appropriately, at Walt Disney Studios when they met. And so that kind of carries in, that puts a little bit of Walt in here. They actually came up making their own ink and paint, which is really cool. I love seeing that represented here. What more of a perfect place for it than at Art of Animation Hotel, a resort that celebrates animation and the history of animation. There's actually a Disney book, if you didn't know this, called Art of Animation. Check it out. Right now, we're in a store at a resort. You know that means we are looking for resort-specific merchandise. Let's see if we can find some. We have tumblers, Art of Animation. We have ears, and these ears actually change color in the sun. They change color to pink when exposed to UV lighting. You see the little Art of Animation button right there. And then there is also an Art of Animation spirit jersey. That's the back. On the front. Pretty cool, pretty colorful, as you would expect from art and animation. I see a pin. You guys know how I am about pins. I may have to get that one. I've stayed here. We got some cups. It's a magnet. Different. It's pretty cool. We got some t-shirts. You know you've hit the mother lode of resort-specific merchandise when you found a resort-specific spirit jersey. That's pretty cool. I think that checks our box for sure for resort-specific merchandise. There's other shirts, there's tumblers, there's coffee cups, there's magnets, there are pins. So there is a lot of resort-specific merchandise here. I dig that. That is my favorite. This store is huge. Of course, it has everything that you need, like your sundries, anything you might have forgotten. You can get alcohol in here. They've got wine and liquor that you can buy by the bottle. And you can go right next door to the Landscape of Flavors and get some good food. Let's go check out Landscape of Flavors. I love this store. As soon as you walk into Landscape of Flavors, you are greeted with even more theming and art, and it's something that you can miss if you're not paying attention. Off to the right over here behind me is a Cars theme, like Radiator Springs theme area. It's got the skylight up above that looks like the sky. It's got Radiator Springs themed art. The floor, everything matches it. And then over here behind me on the other side is Africa. This is basically the Lion King themed area. You can see all the greens, the woods, everything like that. So that's very cool. There's also a under the sea type area in here. So that's just little subtle nods that continue on with the theming in here. I love it. You can sit in here and have a quick service meal and still be immersed. But the question is, how is the food, and is there any resort specific food? You know, we got to check it out. Let's go take a look. As I mentioned, I believe Landscape of Flavors is pretty elevated over the other value resorts when it comes to food options. You are going to still have your sections where you can get burgers and sandwiches, your sections where you can get pizzas and pastas. You're going to have some other things and some different choices. The choices have changed, scaled down a little bit since 2020, the closure, but let's take a look and see what they have. The Benedict Burger, I believe that is the resort specific burger. We may check that out. Cheeseburger with a fried egg on a brioche bun. Looks interesting. One thing for sure is resort specific is the Little Mermaid tail cupcake. So over here is your burgers and sandwiches and stuff like that. If you continue on, here is your pizzas and pastas. Macaroni and cheese topped with barbecued beef. Sounds good. Chicken parm. The cookies and cream cupcake is always good. You can get your pizza over here. Chicken and vegetables with pasta is nice. Over here is the create your own entree section. Right now you can pick your protein, which is barbecue, braised beef, garlic herb shrimp, panko crusted salmon, and then two sides, mashed potatoes, succotash with edamame, garlic green beans, brown rice and black beans, roasted rainbow carrots, kale salad. They also have specialty entrees. They have the tandoori chicken, a sesame chicken stir fry, and an impossible meatloaf. And then over here is where you can mobile order. Now this area right here used to be a build your own salad bar area. But now this is where you pick up your mobile order. I have to admit, taking away the salad bar area kind of knocks it back down more to the level of the other value resorts. But it's understandable, I guess. But 4 years later, we're in 2024. I would like to see the salad bars come back and the topping bars at places like Pecos Bill. So hopefully we can get that back. But over here, you have your grab and goes and some desserts and pastries. It's filled with one of my stepdad's favorites, the multi-grain croissants in the morning, one of his all-time faves. So it's looking good, looking good. Look at this brownie right there. That is ridiculous. Cookies all over the place. Here is croissant. That's a chocolate croissant. He loves the ones in the mornings, the multi-grain. And you have some cold salads, grab and go type situations over here. That's a quick little look. We might grab a little something real quick and give it a try, and I'll let you know what I think. So I am trying something they have special right now, which is the macaroni and cheese topped with barbecued beef. And she is making it fresh in front of me. What a treat. I'm excited, and I'll let you know how it tastes. Maybe we'll get a little cupcake too, special to Art of Animation. as I mentioned, I was getting something that is special right now to Art of Animation, and it is the special macaroni and cheese with barbecued beef on top, and it looks fantastic. I also got the classic Art of Animation Little Mermaid tail cupcake. We're gonna start off with the macaroni and cheese first. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it again. That looks so good. We're gonna make sure we get a bite with everything. Well, that's a big bite. Give it a try here. That's better than I thought it was gonna be. Now, she made it fresh. I showed you a little bit of that. I wish there was maybe a little more cheese on the macaroni and cheese, but the noodles are so good. The meat is tender and juicy and has a little bit of crisp on top. And then there are the fried onions on there. Very, very good. It's $13. Plenty to share if you just wanted to try it, or definitely enough to make a meal off of, for sure. Now, you have to try the cupcake, right? Let's see if we can get into it. Here's the key. You gotta tear this paper open. There we go. Now, let's see if we can cut into it. It's cold, so it's always hard to cut into icing when it's cold. Let's show you the inside. The inside has a sort of fruit mousse. I can't remember the flavor. We're about to find out together. All right, here we go. Ah! It's like a pineapple mango custard on the inside. And normally I don't do fruit with dessert a whole lot, but mixed with the really good spongy yellow cake and the buttercream on top, and I love a lot of buttercream. With the buttercream on top, it is very, very good. Probably more than I'm gonna be able to eat, but I'm gonna give it a try to eating all this, and I'll catch you guys back later. As I am backlit, the third and final, or actually fourth and final section is the Cars section, and this is all done up like Radiator Springs. Now, I love the Cars movie, even though it is basically an exact animated retelling of the Michael J. Fox movie called Doc Hollywood. Check it out. But I love seeing the Hudson Hornet. I love seeing the life-size cars out here. I love the re-theme of the Radiator Springs Racers out at Disneyland California Adventure. So I love seeing these here. I love seeing the theming. We're gonna walk through, check it out, and check out the pool over here. You can get your picture with the Hudson Hornet. And then everything, if you have been to California Adventure, to Cars Land, this area of the resort is just a little tiny fraction of a taste of Cars Land from Disney's California Adventure. I really enjoyed that land. Like I said, the Radiator Springs Racers is awesome, but it has so much more, all of the neon lights and everything, but this is still really well themed for a resort grounds. Check it out. The Cozy Cone Motel. A Luigi Styles. It's a Luigi. But of course, my favorite, besides Hudson Hornet, who is my overall favorite, is Mater. And over here you have Tow Mater's towing service. So your kids, any Cars fans in the family, they're definitely going to love that. And then if you just keep walking just a few steps further is the Cozy Cone pool. And what I really like about over here is if you get out early, you can't reserve these, you can't pay for them, but if you get out early, there are these nice Cozy Cone cabanas out here, which is a super cool feature. Let's check it out. So as you can see, it's not a huge pool, but you have these Cozy Cone cabanas. And in the movie, Lightning McQueen stays at the Cozy Cone Hotel, and he backs into one of these giant cones, and that's what you can get out here is a little cabana that you can come out, grab you a spot, and stay out of the sun, chill, relax. Let's check it out. Here's one over here that's empty. This is a very, very cool little feature here. You can, if you're gonna have a resort day, the kids wanna play in the pool, this is something that you're really gonna love to have. And it is right out here, outside of the Wheelwell Motel, where Lightning McQueen himself is. Ka-chow. Ka-chow. Let's go check out Lightning McQueen. As you might imagine, Lightning McQueen over there is a pretty big draw for the kids. So, there he is. There he is. As you might imagine, Lightning McQueen is a pretty big draw for the kids. I took some pictures for the awesome family over there. I don't want to get in their way, but Lightning McQueen is over there outside of one of the big buildings that they call the Wheelwell Motel. Right here is Sarge's grouchy ass. Let's check him out. There is Sarge. Right in front of Sarge's surplus and the Wheelwell Motel. So this is a pretty elaborately themed area. The pool is very elaborately themed. It rivals the Big Blue Pool, which we're going to walk by and take a second look at as we walk by on our way to the other big feature here, which is the Skyliner. We're going to go check that out. It is a little bit of a walk to the Skyliner, and right now when I'm here, it just came back up from its yearly refurbishment, but I heard some rumors that it still may not be flying to Epcot. We're going to go check it out. And you know, I said Sarge was a grouchy ass, but honestly, I think I love Doc, the Hudson Hornet, because he's the most grouchy of them all. We are on the walking path right next to the Big Blue Pool. That's going to take us straight back through the Finding Nemo area and straight to the Skyliner. But let's take a look at the pool on the way. There is the kiddie splash area over here, which is still really themed. Whoa. He's like checking it out over there. The life-size theming, immersive theming continues everywhere. And as you can see, coming into focus right up there is the Skyliner Hub. I would say that the Skyliner Hub, here's your little playground area for really small kids. I would say the Skyliner Hub is about 150 yards from Animation Hall. But it is a straight, easy walk. We're gonna go check it out and see where it's flying to today. So here is the Skyliner Hub. Unfortunately, until right at the end of January, it is not flying to Epcot. So, I'm actually heading to Epcot right now, and we'll continue this AVA guide later, but I did want to show you where the Skyliner Hub is here, even though we are not flying to Epcot right now. That is one of the biggest features that sets this value resort and Pop Century apart from the other value resorts, is the access to the Skyliner. So when it's down or partially down, you need to check that before you get here. The addition of going to the end of January of being down only happened when I was like in transit here. It was supposed to all be back up on the 21st. So it is what it is. But if the Skyliner is important to you, make sure that it is going to be up and operational when you are here. Otherwise, it might be better to save money and hit one of the all-star resorts, because you're going to get close to the same amenities. If you don't have the Skyliner, that may or may not be a deal breaker for you. Right now, I'm going to go catch a bus and head to Epcot. We're going to finish up this AVA guide later. See ya. One other thing I should note about the suites here. The suites are all pretty much the same price, except the Finding Nemo suites. The Finding Nemo suites are more expensive because they are considered the preferred room area, because they are right here overlooking the Big Blue Pool. They're just a couple of steps from Animation Hall and just a couple of steps from the Skyliner. So they are the most centrally and conveniently located. They're maybe about 15 to 25 square feet bigger per room, depending on the room. And for that, you're going to pay a premium. Usually they're anywhere from $30 to $65 more per night for these rooms. So just a little something to keep in mind if you go the family suite route here. They also could be a little more noisy because they do overlook the pool and there's so much commotion going back and forth. So in the end, it's what you value. And you know, if you're just here and you're barely ever in the room and you don't care, probably don't want to spend that extra money. But if you're in more of a staycation, you're going to have some resort days, you want the convenience, might be something to consider. All right, on out front to see where the buses call home. Like most everything else around Disney and most theme parks, I think everything at Art of Animation looks better at night. And we'll take it. I had to film at night when I was coming back on the bus, and maybe we'll walk around, take a little look here at nighttime. How about a little nighttime look at the Big Blue Pool? It is really cool looking at night. It's really, really lit up bright. It's actually a little warmer tonight than it was earlier in the day. Of course, it's going to be warmer tomorrow. For late January, the weather is all over the place. I drove down from near Atlanta, Georgia, when I left. It was 12 degrees, which is admittedly cold for Georgia too. But drive down here, it's mid-60s. It's wreaking havoc with my sinuses, as you can probably tell by how I sound in this video. But I am going to enjoy the 74-degree forecast tomorrow. Let's just take a little look on the way to the room. It's the Little Mermaid pool lit up at night. And down here at the very end, fittingly enough, overlooking the pool is the Little Mermaid herself down here. There is the Little Mermaid herself. Now guess where I am. Also fittingly enough, I'm in King Trident's building. That's right. He's a king. He's a badass. He works out. He's got biceps to spare, just like Gaston. And he's guarding my building, and it's time for me to go and get in that building and rest, and we'll finish up this AVA guide tomorrow. See you then. As you can see, it is a new morning here at Art of Animation, and my eyes have not woken up yet. I am on my way down to grab a coffee and take some last looks around here, a few little last minute tips, and then we will say goodbye to our stay here at Art of Animation. All right, let's go finish it out. As you can see, I am down here at Landscape of Flavors. Prime breakfast time, 8:45 in the morning. Try to eat off times. Take a look at this. If you're going to eat at the prime times, it's going to be busy. Be prepared to wait. Maybe think about mobile ordering. Otherwise, if you can eat off times just by a few minutes, it makes a huge, huge difference. All right, I have my coffee. I'm ready to start the day, and that is going to end our stay here at Art of Animation. I really do like this resort. One of the big perks here is that Skyliner, and right now the Skyliner is not available to Epcot, so that's something you have to factor in. You have to factor in the cost of the very small standard rooms here are going to be more than at Pop Century. They are going to be more than at all of... I'm getting run over by a bus. They are going to be more than at all of your other all-star resorts. So that is something that you have to remember. Is it worth it? If you have a big family and you can make use of the family suites here, it is definitely worth it. Otherwise, I would say to shoot for Pop Century if you really want that Skyliner. I love the vibe at Pop Century. I love the fact that it has access to the Skyliner. Outside of that, for the price that you pay for the standard room here, you could get standard rooms at moderate resorts as well, where you get a few more amenities. And for the price that you pay for the family suites, you could stay at a deluxe resort where you get extended evening hours and things like that. But if you want to immerse yourself in the Disney animation vibe and you have kids and you can make use of the family suite and maybe put 4 adults and 2 kids, or two adults and 4 kids in the suite, especially if you can do the thing where you bring the grandparents and it's the parents and 2 kids and the grandparents, and you can split a cost of a room, it makes a lot of sense. I love the pools here. I love the elaborate theming of the pools, especially the Cars pool is my favorite. I love Cars. But other than that, I would probably stick to Pop Century if the Skyliner is your big deal, because you're going to get slightly bigger, more renovated standard rooms at less of a cost. But you have to weigh what works for your family. For me, we haven't stayed here in years. We used to stay here all the time. Because now if we're going for the Skyliner, we hit Pop, and otherwise we're going to be at a moderate or a deluxe resort for the same price as the suite. But that's your call. I'm going to enjoy my coffee. If you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. I have a ton of fun making these, and I want to keep going on these adventures with you guys. Liking and subscribing really does help the channel. And until next time, this is Chase with American Vintage Adventures saying have a great AVA day, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.